Hey, family and friends, it's LJ Tucker, and I'm back. It's been a while since we dropped the episode. I think it was 2024 when the hurricanes rolled through, destroying our state here in this area. While people were ducking for cover, watching the news, see what was going on, I was out working, cleaning up in the storm, 7 days a week, nonstop. And let me tell you, when I say nonstop, literally it's nonstop. It was 7 days a week, 12 to 14 hours a day of cutting trees off people's homes, helping them put the pieces of the puzzle back together again. And outside of just cutting the trees, just being able to give an encouraging word at those moments and times, because life as people knew it had been altered. And life for me as I knew it had been altered because it's like a switch that I hit. I was like, it's easy to do, like, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go home and rest. Like, rest was the last thing that I was looking to do. My job as a tree surgeon, as an arborist, was to go out and show up and do what it took, whether I was tired or not, to help people get restored. But before I go any farther, I'd like to take a moment and pause and send prayers and wishes to those people in Texas, because we just finished our disaster. It seemed like yesterday, but it's actually been probably maybe 6 or 7 months ago. So Texas, as you forge ahead and you turn the page on this next chapter, just know that you're in our thoughts and prayers. Some of you already know that I survived a near-death experience involving 7,000 volts of electricity. I shouldn't even be here, but I am. And so I'm pleased to say today that there's no more waiting. If you haven't got your copy already, you can purchase it on my website at ljtucker.com or on Amazon. 7,000 volts, living an electrified life. Inbox me if you want an autographed copy. I think you can order those off my website, not Amazon. But it's here. It's action-packed. It talks about my life story. It talks about the electrocution. There's so many nuggets that can help you in life. And coming up episodes, future episodes coming up, we'll dive in and give you some teasers. Like, I talk about my oldest sister who passed away a few years back, Felicia. She's one of the highlights in the story. She was quite a person. She was taken away from us too soon. And so I was able to share some of our childhood stories in there. It's very interesting. Grab a copy. Let me know how you like it. Today's episode of this podcast is Real Talk. We go through storms in life. We go through trials. We go through tribulations, but it doesn't define us. We don't stay down. We get up. We pick ourselves up, and we find that purpose. We find a purpose that drives us forward. We find that purpose that helps us get up in the morning. Because without purpose, what is it that we're really doing? And I found my purpose through all the obstacles and drama that I went through in my life. From being locked up, to being electrocuted, to being in relationships that didn't work, I found my purpose. Because a lot of times, when we get off track of our purpose and we're just living life on autopilot, guess what? Things start to fall apart. It was funny, it was this movie that I was watching. It's called The Recruit. And in The Recruit, there's the characters, they were training to be CIA. Well, they had to go through this training. And there's one particular point that I want to get to in the movie. All the recruits, I think it was like 6 of them, 6, 8, I'm not quite sure on the number, but they had to go to this bar, and everybody had an assignment. Well, in American movies, there's always a man and a woman. What was this man and this woman recruit? She walked over to him. She's like, I don't feel like being here. You want to go outside with me? And so he walked out. They're talking. They're catching up, vibing each other. And they each had an assignment. And she asked what his assignment was. And he told her well, I'm supposed to go and do this or do that. And the interesting part, when he asked her what her assignment was, and she looked at him in his eye, with tears falling to her eyes, and told him, my assignment was to keep you from completing yours. And at that moment, he failed his assignment because he was never supposed to walk outside the bar. And life is just like that. Life is, I got that revelation. That it's been years since I've seen that movie, but it came to my memory the other day. And it's not funny, but that's how life is. People come along. Sometimes they're supposed to be there for a season, but they keep you off your assignment. They keep you away from your purpose. And that's how it happens. It's like just that quick. He's on track to become a CIA agent the way he wanted to. And the next second, he got sidetracked by a beautiful woman, and it cost him his career at that time. How many times did a distraction or a thing get us off our assignment to keep us from completing or doing our purpose, doing life the way we want to do it, instead of doing it what somebody else wants to do? And I can relate. I can truly relate. I'm talking to me because I talk about it in my book. What do I talk about? I talk about, as an adolescent, of the mistakes that I made that nearly got me life in prison. That's, it sounds weird when I say it now. And I'm like, man, when I look at my family, when I look at the kids, and it's like, wow, man, I almost gave all of this up because I wasn't living or walking in purpose for my life. And I'm glad God afforded me that opportunity to right this ship and be on track the way I am now. Because speaking of the kids, it's been a roller coaster ride with soccer, baseball, gymnastics. And if I didn't mention this before, my oldest daughter, Olivia, FBLA, she just got back from California because she made it to regionals, and she went to California to compete at the highest level. And to say the least, I'm a proud papa to see the transitions to be a father. That's like one of my number one jobs is fatherhood. To be there, to do life with my family, not just having a title. Oh, that's my dad. No, I'm more than a dad. I'm involved, and throughout the busy work schedule of the week, working 10, 12 hours a day sometimes, I still find that time, because that's the most important assets that I have is my family, is my children. I can sit here and talk about my family for the rest of this episode, for the rest of this show, but I won't. I just want to share that with you because my family is continuing to do good, and that makes me happy. That makes me a proud father. And so getting back to the next steps, what are the next steps? Before I gave a call to action, here we're in 2025. We're in July now, so we're halfway through the year. What are you going to do to finish up strong? Like, what are your next steps? You don't got to tell me. You can inbox me, you can DM me if you want, but what are your next steps for life? What are your plans? Do you need to spend more time with your family? Do you need to write that book? Do you need to really hone in on what it is that you're trying to accomplish in 2025? Are you trying to start that business? Are you trying to be a better worker? Are you trying to finish college? What is it? What is that goal? Are you trying to get a promotion? What are the steps to get there? Well, I can tell you, not tell you what your steps is, but what I can tell you to help you along that way is we are creators. Your life is exactly what you created to be. And when I say your life is exactly what you created it to be, good or bad, your life is what you spoke into existence. So if you're not where you thought you should be or you want to be, I would seriously check what you're saying. How your conversations go. I constantly, it doesn't matter who I talk to, a friend, family, or stranger, I'm constantly recorrecting, and it's automatic. It's like when somebody brings negative energy into my circle and they want to bicker or complain, I'm always redirecting. It's automatic for me. It's like getting up, brushing your teeth in the morning. For some people, that's automatic. And for some people, it's not. So for me, it's automatic. If you're not adding to or being a creator, I pick up on it quick because you're saying it. I was like, you don't have to be. Like, we're in the middle of summer. Everybody want to complain again how hot it is. It's like, oh man, it's going to be so hot. And I always say, not for me, it won't. And they always ask, why do you say that? I said, because this is probably going to be, again, one of the coolest summer on record. And people have a problem with that. It's like, well, it's 100 degrees outside. I said, has nothing to do with me. What did Jesus say? Luke 1:38. And this is how I know, because Jesus said these words, let it be done to me according to your word. It gets no simpler than that, my friends. What you speak, you will have. If you speak that you're poor, you're not going to have it, or good things don't happen to you, then for you, unto you, it's not going to happen. I can tell you my life has become a breath of fresh air. It's become my fairy tale. My wildest dreams have come true. And it's still happening. It's still coming true. I'm speaking to you today. I have my own podcast. I'm now an author. You know, last year this time, I wasn't there as an author yet, but I told you that it would be coming, and now it's here. Why? Because I was able to speak it and I took action to it. So at some point we have to take action. Family and friends. Why? If you're not happy with where you're at, or if you're happy with where you're at, some people thrive in chaos. I'm just not one of those people. Some people thrive with just being mediocre. I'm not calling anybody mediocre, but for me, it doesn't work. And so after all I've been through, after all the obstacles and disasters that have come my way, I'm still smiling. And the reason I'm still smiling, because I have purpose. And because I have purpose, I took certain steps in my life to get me where I'm at. And I'm sharing those steps with you. I'm not selling you a bill of goods. I'm not selling you a get rich quick scheme. I'm not selling you anything. I'm simply extending my hand of fellowship, extending my wisdom, my over 20 years in business to help you get to the next step in life. These are nuggets. These are words of inspiration that'll help you get to that next step. So as we navigate to the next chapter of our life, what do we want our story to be? Where are you actually trying to go? I know for me, the next thing that I'm working on actually is the audiobook. I have every version of my book except the audio version. And by the end of this month, the end of July, it will be available. And so for anyone that doesn't have my book, again, you can purchase my book on Amazon or on my website at ljtucker.com. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to give away 5 books. If you can't afford to have my book, I want to gift it to you. Because I feel, and I really believe this, if you're looking for a change and you can't afford this book, I want you to have it so you can read some good nuggets in here that has been inspiring to me to help you grow. Message me and I'll send you an autograph copy of the book. That's my gift from me to you. Remember, DM me and I'll get that over to you. Until the next episode, continue to live an electrified life. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you and have a blessed day.